talking about something else important today is the weather.
Right. We had a slick start this morning. I think tomorrow's going to be slick as well, but the brunt of the storm is actually going to be moving in later this afternoon. As we take a look here at live Doppler 13 radar, we have a lot of precipitation starting to move into portions of western Illinois. This is the leading edge of what we're watching out for the next batch of precipitation. Notice it looks like it's falling as snow and sleet. Yes, it is, and we're going to be concerned about that because we do expect to see some of this to fall as freezing rain and sleet, especially right along the I-70 corridor. We do think that most of north central Indiana is going to see just snow, could see 1, 2, possibly 3 inches of snow, maybe a little bit of ice, but the biggest threat is going to be along that I-70 corridor. South central Indiana, you'll likely see a little bit of ice, but I think the bulk of it is actually going to be rain, and that's because the air temperature in south central Indiana is rising above the freezing mark. So we're already at 33 in Shelbyville, 34 in Columbus, 34 in Bedford, watching out for Bloomington. That'll rise a couple more degrees later this afternoon. Now the winds are out of the northwest. It's a bit breezy out there from 10 to 15 miles per hour. Temperatures here in Indianapolis are going to be hovering right above the freezing mark as well. So we could see some sleet once the temperature drops again below the freezing mark. If we do have liquid in the atmosphere, it's going to refreeze on surfaces that are at or below the freezing mark. So this is going to be a very tricky forecast as we watch the leading edge push in later this afternoon, and Angela will be with you walking you through this at 5 o'clock tonight because we're going to see this mixture of precipitation. Again, north central Indiana, mainly just snow, but we are going to see that mixture of sleet and freezing rain. Notice those temperatures forecasted to be at the freezing mark. As the warmer air starts to push in, we will see some of this precipitation changing over to rain, but we'll also see some sleet mixed in, and then just snow, as I mentioned, for north central Indiana. We'll see another wave moving in later tonight, and then the backside of the system starts to approach. Most areas will start to dry out as a dry slot of air moves in, and then we'll start to see things clearing out. Doesn't mean that we're not going to see a little bit of precipitation still in the atmosphere tomorrow morning, but as far as freezing rain potential goes, again, right along that I-70 corridor, we're going to see accumulations around 1/10, possibly 2/10 of an inch. Here's a look at snow potential. It does look like we could see 1, possibly 2 inches. This one forecasting 3 inches of snow in Muncie, or the snow will last a little bit longer. So here's a look at the breakdown of precipitation timing. Really think a lot of this will move in after 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon, especially west central Indiana will start to see the leading edge. Freezing rain and sleet and snow for Indianapolis between 2 and 1 a.m. We'll see moderate snow for Lafayette, Bloomington, mainly just rain. So we'll continue to monitor the situation. It's going to be a little touch and go on those roads, especially for that evening rush hour. 33 degrees, the high for this afternoon. Tomorrow, we'll start off with a little bit of light precipitation, high of 32, but the weekend looks great. We'll see a lot of sunshine, dry conditions, a warming trend well into next week where we get back into the mid-50s.